Hey, what's up, guys? This is the second video of the channel. I'm actually going to be showing some actual work in this video. I wanted to show some of the brackets that are very commonly used, or just mounting ways that you use on metal framing. Uh, this is what your typical commercial building would look like in the Bay Area. I don't know if it looks different anywhere else, but this is what the Bay Area looks like. Still in the roughing stage. You can see they put up all their walls. No boxes yet. The red tape on the floor, that's got laid out. That tells me at what height. If it's a single gang, two gang, if there's data next to it, what circuit, if it's dedicated. It gives me at least enough information for me to rough it in. So that bracket you see that I'm using right there, that's called a TSGB24. I think that stands for telescoping something box. I don't know. One of you guys let me know what it actually stands for. It's useful when you gotta, be very specific on the location of the 4 square box. They also do make them in a TSGB 16, I think it would be called, and that's when the studs are 16-inch on center. Most of this job site that I'm at is all 24 on center. I'll run into some that are smaller, and you can actually just cut the TSGB 24 to size. Actually, I recommend cutting it with a bandsaw. Sometimes I'll do it with snips, but it's really hard to get them back together because it kind of warps the ends. So the way I mount these, I measure my first height and I make a line. I don't know if you saw me get my 4 square. I made my 4 square. My square out, my framing square. And I make a dash across. And the TSGB 24s have a little center punch that'll let you see where the center's at. So you match your centers, shoot a screw, and the other side you just level it out, shoot another screw, then put your box at your measurement that you needed it. So you might have a better view of this one that I'm about to do. It's a lower. So right now I'm putting my ground pigtail. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. There you go. This is the beginning. It's a Monday. It's the beginning. I haven't been working for like 2 months, like everybody else. So it's hard to get rid of them. And then this face mask thing is honestly better than I had one of the other face masks, but I felt like I was hyperventilating the whole time. And these, I had bought them back in the day when there's a lot of drywall in the air. I used to wear these because I feel like I could breathe a little better. Still not as good as those other masks that's supposed to block off a lot more germs, but it works. You can see there's nobody around me, so we all have to keep our distance. So this one, see, I'm just setting my box. I think I'm actually screwing into the side. I'll show you guys a little later what I'm actually doing there. I do it again later. I don't think I'm using a bracket here. But as you can see, just shooting some screws to the side, and then I'm gonna put my mud ring on there. On this video, I'm actually working off that Milwaukee pack out. If you guys saw the first video, and it's taking some getting used to because I'm so used to working out of a cart, and it feels very messy. I'm kind of just tossing everything into that Rayco box. I think I'm just labeling everything. I labeled the top, so all I'm doing is setting the boxes. These are the brackets. This is what they look like. All I was doing is setting the boxes, and a guy is gonna come behind me and throw all the MC up above. This is all T-bar. We know the height. He's just setting, throwing whips up at 10 feet, landing them to a box. We like to just land them directly to a box and put a 4 square cover on it already with the circuit number, and it just makes life so much easier. Right now we're doing all the roughing, and then later we actually bring power. We know where what circuit's there, what wire we need to bring in there. So on this one, see, I think about using a bracket, and I change my mind, because I decided I want to show you guys um, how to mount directly onto the studs. They do have bracket boxes. I don't have any. You can still do it with these, but better be if you had a bracket box. There's two types of bracket box you can use, but I don't have either. So I actually use the two little holes on the side of the 4 square box, and it helps to have a long bit like mine, that Milwaukee 6-inch, I think it's 6-inch bit. That one really helps to do this. I like that bit. It seems to be a perfect size to do everything. It's short enough to get between studs and long enough to do what I just did right there. You just gotta make sure it's pretty flush with the stud, so that when you put your mud ring, it's not gonna be too recessed into the framing. Once they put sheetrock, you're gonna see me fail, I think. On one of these I fail. I can't seem to put a screw in, because I try to put a third one down the middle just to give it more support. You can see, I always try to label my boxes. This is more for the guy running the MC. He can easily see it and label the MC up top. Once it's labeled up top and landed to that box, that can get covered up. These glasses, I recommend these glasses. I just got them, and they don't fog up. They're the best, honestly. They're the Milwaukee. They're $9.99. You guys should get them. Okay, so back to the TSGB 24s. Let's see, I'm measuring. I think I'm just making sure you guys can see me. I'm measuring my center. I measured the top because I thought I was doing a bracket box, but I forgot I'm using a TSGB 24. You only need a center for that. When I'm putting the bracket boxes directly to studs, I like to measure the top of the box, because it's easier to reference the top than it is to the middle. It doesn't really have a mark. Some boxes do, but some don't have a middle mark. So it's just easier to measure the top, because then you're right where you need to be. So see, I'm leveling it out. Shoot the second screw. Third, if you want. Fourth, just to make it nice and skook them. So see, here would have been there's another type of bracket box that will work perfect for this. It's kind of that whole wasted bracket. I was kind of working with what I had at the beginning. But we did eventually get some of the other boxes, and I'll show you guys those boxes too eventually on another video. You set your 4-square box, make sure it's level, label it. Label. This one looks like it's gonna be L630, so that has to be number 10s. So that's why I wrote L630, because then the guy behind me doesn't accidentally throw number 12 in there. That wouldn't have, that's too much amperage for number 12. Let's see. This one, see, I'm doing some more sides. See how I measured to the top? It's easy, and it's butted up right up against it, so it's really easy to tell if I'm at the correct height. These boxes didn't have a center mark. Some have a little arrow, but these don't. And sometimes if I measure center, I'll measure the box and it marks center on the box and do it that way. But just measuring to the top makes my life a whole lot easier. Excuse my phone. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm actually working, because I'm working and I'm not paying attention if the GoPro fell or filming something else. So, getting ready for the next guy. You can see that measuring tape I showed you guys on the first video. I'll probably need another one. See, this next one, what am I doing here? I think might be just another bracket box I'm gonna put. Eventually I'm gonna use something called RBS24. And those are for when you have power and data next to each other. These are offices that we're doing, so a lot of times, they'll have power data down at 18 inches, or they'll have TVs, which you'll need power, data, and AV. And those RBS24 give you anywhere from 3 to 4, locations where you can put up to 4 things. So obviously your power would be one hole, and then your data, the second hole, and your AV would be that third hole. I've never had to use a fourth one, but it's there. Or if you need to choose on what side of the stud you want it to be close to, it gives you that option. I'll show it. It'll come up in there. So there's that famous pack out with my vest. I'm not wearing my vest because it's hot. Honestly, I'm avoiding wearing it, and I'm really just using my screw gun. I'm getting better at working with this Milwaukee pack out system. I still wish I had like an extra table on there or something, because it feels a little cumbersome. See, they're choosing the 2 1/8 of depth. That's the most common one, really. I think I've had to do a deeper one once before. You get the shallow boxes. I don't really use the shallow boxes a whole often. If I have the space, I'd rather use the regular 4-square box. Let's see. So it's just mounting my box. Oh, see, that bracket down there, that's the RBS24. I messed up because I didn't see that there's data. See, that says TV on there, and it says power, and then you can't really see it, but under the box, the screw box says data. So see how these have 4 holes on it? Sometimes this happens. I don't know. They measure the studs wrong. I'm not a framer. I don't know. But it's easy fix. So I usually mark it, and then all you gotta do is flatten it out. You can do it just like that. I like to cut it so it doesn't warp the rest of it. I just grab my tin snips and see, like, you give it a little cut up there, little cut at the bottom, and then linemen, just squish it, flatten it out, get a better angle on this one. Sometimes, there's just, those studs don't line up. Sometimes in the walls it makes sense why they wouldn't line up, because they had to get out of the way of something, or they have to frame around something. But this location, I didn't get why it didn't line up. But anyways, I just made it work. Sometimes you just got to make things work. So this is the RBS24. Like I said, they do have them in the RBS16, and I think that one only comes with 3 holes. It doesn't have 4, but it's same concept. One thing I do recommend on these that I see a lot of people make mistakes, including myself, is that when you putting all these up in different offices, if you're gonna start and put power on the right and then data on the 2 datas on the left, be consistent and do that throughout the whole job. Anytime you have power and data, your power always on the right, data on the left, or power on the left, data on the right. Be consistent on your job site throughout the whole job site. Let's see. So the data ones, they really just screw on. There's these 2 little holes on there. I don't think you can see them on here. You just put the screw through there, and it levels it out with the other one. And not always though, so it's good to make sure you check that you're actually leveled with the other mud ring, because it's hard to tell when it's like this and open. But once I put sheetrock, you can tell if one of them's cockeyed. And I'd like to throw an extra screw on there, because I'm not sure if it's because those first 2 holes that you screw into are pre-drilled. They got a little pre-drilled hole, but sometimes they fall. Once maybe the sheetrocks are gonna be a little rough when they push up against it, and it loosens them up. So I usually shoot an extra screw or 2 to make sure it holds in place. That's just something I do, because I've roughed them in before where they kind of fell off and it was all cockeyed. Let's see. Okay, so here I have the first TV location where I was telling you guys. You see, I'm putting one of them for data, one of them's for AV, and I'm setting up. I think I only put 2, and I'm gonna shoot that extra screw later, because I want to make sure they're all leveled by the time they're all leveled when I put them up there. So always have to have your ground pigtail. Um, I used to like using just the screw. I usually always kept them in my pouch, and then when they land at MC, I would loop around the ground. But a lot of the times, whoever was doing the roughing for that wouldn't leave it long enough, and I'd have to just put a pigtail anyways. So I kind of just gave up and just put pigtails. So you see, these look straight to the eye, but they could be deceiving. So I guess I decided to put the extra screw. It's just a safety measure. I said the sheet rockers, they butt up right up against it, and sometimes it knocks it out of place. What bits do you guys use? This one, I just got this one. I always lose them. Like every month, I'll probably lose it. So I'll put it in my pocket. I'll go home, leave it in my pocket. It'll go in the washer, and then I'll never see it again. But I love those bits. I have bad luck with the DeWalt ones, though. I don't know if any of you guys do, but they seem to break real easily. Not in half or anything, but the Phillip part, the little cross part, they'll snap sometimes. I don't know if that happens to you guys, and I don't have that problem with the Milwaukee. I do like Milwaukee, but I'll use. I think the DeWalt ones are cheaper than Milwaukee. There's that famous pack out. See how I just can carry everything? And I wish I still, like I said, had that little work table that I can flip to the front or to the back. I still haven't figured out how I'm gonna adapt that. I will one day. I'm gonna show you this cool thing one of the guys that working with me made. It's like a ladder tool holder. I've bought one before and I lost it. And he just made one for free, and I'm gonna keep using that idea. So tomorrow when I go to work, I'll have him make another one and kind of show the process. I can't believe I didn't think about that idea. Here I realized every room pretty much has a TV. So I just started to prefab a couple of these RBS 24s. Cool about this, you can just prefab a bunch of them on the floor, and then you just you knocking out all three of them in one blow. You gotta be careful though. I don't think I got it on this film, but some of the offices have a back-to-back TVs, and I think for fire reasons and sound reasons, you can't really put those back-to-back because of like I said, if you put both datas back to back, you can reach from the office, your hand right through the other one. And I guess for fire too, so you have to pay attention really. If they're back to back, you kind of have to offset them a little bit. Usually one of them, the way I do it, one of them will be just like this one. And then the other one on the other side, I'll put just the power on the opposite side, and the two datas on the other side of the stud. I try to keep them as center as possible. Sometimes it doesn't work out. But that's it, guys. You guys got through the second video. It was all ad-libbed. Thanks for sticking around if you're still around. I'm going to try to get more content of actual work and how you work with the material. I got a couple of friends that are, they want to participate in this. So if you guys, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what kind of stuff you would like to know. And yeah, you guys have a good day. I am going to go take a nap because I'm a little tired. All right, guys? Thanks for watching. Bye.